Light of Africa.
Yes, guys, welcome back to our channel, Light of Africa, where we shine the light from within straight out to you. So please receive it. Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
big up on yourself. We're there. We're there at a spot called Sky Plus.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's all in our vibes.
Nice little chill vibe.
Yeah,
It's good to come here with your family. If you're ever in Ho, visit Sky Plus because you get the view of the entire city, and
true.
it's not there's nothing like it. So, guys, we wanted to talk to you briefly today about, certain cultural shocks we had here, or I should say, we had, living here in Ghana. Certain things that we never thought about that we may experience while we were still overseas. No matter how much research you do, there are just certain things that, it's
Yeah,
experience that will really bring them forth to you. So
yeah,
we want to share some of these things with you because we feel like us being here, you may not have certain experiences we have, but you may experience certain similar things or even certain different things. So if we share these things with you, these are things that you guys can look out for and hopefully they help you, for those of you who are serious about actually moving here. If you're
true.
coming here to visit, you may not experience some of these things,
Yeah,
but definitely if you're coming here to stay, like permanently, if you're gonna live here, or even if not permanently, if you'll go and come, but once you're gonna spend time here in the country, these are definitely things that may affect you. So,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So certain things are mostly, from experience as you stated. So looking on YouTube, trying to find all the information that you can get.
Yes.
Sometimes you get valuable information, and when you come here, it will help.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are just certain things that, you know, experience will teach you.
Yeah.
Experience teaches wisdom, and experience is, the greatest teacher. So, yeah,
That is true. That is true. And like, I feel like it's always good to acknowledge the fact that we're coming in from the West, right? So we have many different cultures in the West coming here. Guys, it's rainy season. So if you hear some lightning or some thunder, we're just at the peak of rainy season now. So go plant something if you're here, if you're anywhere else. It's springtime now, guys. So
yeah,
get the planting going. But I
true,
digressed a little bit. So let me get
true,
back to what I was saying. If it's always good to consider the fact that we're coming in with our different cultures. Like for those of you who don't know, I'm born Jamaican, but I grew up in Canada, right? So even going back to Jamaica, I have things that I have to, kind of
adjust
relearn,
to, yeah,
adjust to certain things. So imagine we're coming from the West now and we have our whole different cultural norms and just ways of life, right? That we are used to. And so coming here to Ghana, you gotta expect that there will be cultural norms and cultural differences that you will have to adjust to and
yeah,
tweak so that you can be here and you can be comfortable, right? Because you want to make sure if you are serious about living here, then there are definitely some things that you gotta just adjust and just know that this is how they do things here. For me to live here and be happy and content, I gotta understand that I'm in a different culture. And then
hmm,
with Ghana now, there are many
exactly,
different cultures within the country itself.
yeah.
So
Even the language. Before I don't know, but somehow I thought that Ghanaian people just speak true.
like
Like
majority,
like everybody is the main
yeah,
language of Ghana is true.
yeah,
Only to come and realize that tree is just for a certain tribe, and every tribe have their own way of speaking and their own languages.
mm-hmm,
Ghana is like the last time I checked, it's 79 languages spoken in Ghana.
mm-hmm,
Okay,
mm-hmm.
where we are in Ho, at least five we can pinpoint and say
Right.
at least five is just here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a daily basis, I'm talking about
Yeah.
languages that are spoken on a daily basis. Um, So that was definitely a culture shock for me.
Definitely.
Yes. I
Definitely.
just thought everybody spoke,
Definitely.
you know.
Like even now, sometimes I go to the market and I'm trying to do my little airway thing. So I'm trying to talk my little airway small, small. And sometimes I'm shocked because I see Ghanaians speaking English because one speaks one language and one
Mhm.
speaks the other. So it's, yeah, definitely a culture shock. Like we watch African movies and stuff like that, and we knew like overall like West African people, especially Ghanaians and Nigerians are like polite,
Yeah,
but
very polite, extremely polite.
I never expected it
To be
was
so much.
so much polite,
Yeah,
like with
it's
everything.
extra,
Like,
even within the language itself. There, please
yes,
before everything.
before everything.
Please, please this, please that. In the
Yes,
market, please this. Before you buy something,
before you
please.
inquire about
If
something.
somebody asks you something, you say please before you answer.
Hmm.
It's polite until
Yeah.
sometimes, it's just weird to us sometimes.
Yes.
And another thing is that if somebody is older than you, you have to add brother or sister to their name.
Yes.
So
Or
you would
like,
say, so I would say Sister Shana if
yes,
you are older than me.
or if it's like the person is much older than you,
If it's a big man,
you can say auntie.
auntie or
Yeah.
uncle, or
Yeah.
even daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we're kind of used to that from
we
Jamaica
used to
as
daddy.
well.
We used to daddy and like mommy. We used to say mommy and daddy
Yeah.
and stuff like that
Yeah.
for elders.
Yeah.
So it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not really much of a culture shock,
Yes.
but to the extent that they take it to, it's definitely
It's definitely something different.
different. Yeah, I would say
Is different. Is
it's
different.
different
Like
because
even
even
for us,
mm,
again, as you mentioned, like we're used to Jamaica and certain things, but it's certain things is a little bit different because it's taken more serious, I
true.
find. And I feel like our culture in Jamaica is a bit more laid back, you
Yeah,
know.
lenient. We're
Yeah,
more
we
lenient
kind
with
of
certain
too, yeah,
things.
lenient with
Yeah,
certain things.
here certain small things can be offensive. You
Mm-hmm,
know what I mean? The
mm-hmm,
elders take them things serious.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, so adjusting them. Like if you go into a room, this is very important. If you are planning to move to Ghana to stay,
Right.
right? If you enter a room, chiefs, elders, whatever, you know what I mean? Once you enter the room, if you enter the room and there's not like you sit down, you greet everybody, sit down. If the chief enter the room, you stand and greet. It's just being polite. Okay?
Yes.
If the chief is already there and you enter the room, you it's important to know you greet from the right to the left. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes you greet the chief first and then you greet everybody else after. It shows respect and they
Yes.
admire it from an outsider, like, oh,
Yeah.
you know the culture, so they will
Yes.
treat you differently. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
If you act
true.
like a foreigner, they will treat you as a foreigner.
Yeah.
When you show them that
I'm
you respect the culture and you acknowledge the culture,
mm-hmm.
and you inject that in your life because this
Yes.
is where you live now. It
Yes.
is highly respected from elders and even younger
Young as
folks.
well.
Yeah,
And I think we made a video a while ago when we were talking about even the left hand.
yeah.
Just knowing certain
Certain,
things can just
yeah,
show that you respect the culture, you're here now. And guys, it's not a thing where Ghanaians are very polite for the most part. It's not a thing where somebody's gonna shade you or
yeah.
ill treat you if you don't know. Like if they see that you're a foreigner and you're coming in and you genuinely don't know, people will pardon you. However, if you live here, like if you're going to the market and people will see you, people will know you, even if you don't know them. So
True,
by after a certain time, it's expected for you to, get with the program a little bit, know what's going on
true.
and understand where you are and that you're in a different culture. So it's
Facts.
good to adhere to the norms here.
True.
Once they're not going against
The
your
moral
your
standards.
moral.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Why not?
why not?
No,
Yeah.
definitely. As some you see it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So in Jamaica, we would say you have to have manners.
Mm-hmm.
It is here plenty, oh, plenty, plenty.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even when it comes to like going to certain, like if you go to a certain business place and somebody knows you, they will ask of your family before you,
Here you said acts of.
yeah,
Acts of.
ask
You
of.
see it?
You see, I'm officially
Yeah,
Ghanaian
they
now,
will
guys.
ask you
They will
about your
ask you
family.
about
How
your
is your family
family. How is
doing
your
and stuff
family
like that.
doing? You know, in the
Yeah.
West, we're used to just kind of getting straight to the
Yeah,
point.
boss.
Thank you. We're used to just kind of getting straight to the
Thank you
point
very much.
where, thank you.
Boss, which language you speak? Are you from here? You are from here. Do you speak away? Okay.
Okay.
You should teach me. Teach me small, small. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, so I was saying certain certain places you go to, expect that if somebody knows you after a certain time, they're gonna ask of your family. And it's expected for you to say, how are you doing? It's been a
You
while.
know? Yeah.
It's a calm way of life that the people have here. And it's also a kind of respectful thing to ask of.
Yeah, yeah, because people will see you and say, like if you saw their son or daughter all the time and you never, the son or daughter will say, oh, I saw Ray today, I saw Shana today. Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
next week they say, oh, I saw Shana today, and they
Yeah.
will say, oh, so she didn't ask of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and when they see you, they will come to you and say, oh, how are you doing? It's been a long time, but you don't ask of
You don't
me.
ask
Oh,
them.
yeah. So
Yeah.
in return, you just
Yeah.
ask how they're doing. How is your mom doing? Oh,
Yeah.
greet her for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to these things, like I totally don't mind. I don't know about
It's
anybody
nice to
else,
me.
but
It's okay. You know,
I feel
until now,
like
I enjoy.
yeah, I feel like it's slow it forces you to
So,
slow down a little bit. It forces you to just see life for what it is because we're
mm,
coming from such a fast-paced society where we're just like, you go to a place, you want a service, you ask, you get it done. Ghana forces you to slow down a little bit, even
true,
sometimes when we don't want to. It
true.
forces us to slow down a little
And
bit. So
in terms of learning the language, you know, that is a very good way of learning the language. Learning to
exactly,
greet and how
exactly.
to ask, you know, how is your mom, stuff like that. How is your
Mm-hmm.
dad? Where is your mom? Where is your dad? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It comes, you know, easy. So
Mm-hmm.
even if you don't know the a full extent of the language in certain regard, you can, you know, you can greet morning, good
Yes.
evening, stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
And then you'll
people will not
gradually
pressure you.
learn it.
Yeah,
You'll gradually learn it little
yeah.
by
And it,
little.
trust me, you will get respect for that as well, just for
Mm-hmm.
trying.
Just for
You know,
trying, just for trying.
yeah,
you know and the next kind of shocker for me would be like certain things are expensive in Ghana,
true.
guys. Certain things is it's really not cheap, and I feel like you know the more we show that as diasporans living here, our speak on certain experiences we have, because
Mhm.
I feel like sometimes the YouTube space just kind of focuses on the niceness and the affordability. Yes, it's affordable when it comes to certain things, but
Yeah,
it also depends on your lifestyle too.
true.
Someone here can be here and spend a lot more than
Than
another
even in the West
person,
too.
like than even in the West.
That was a shocker because I thought that the price will be somewhat lower, even if it's expensive. It will be a little bit lower. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
Hmm.
certain places you go, when you hear the price, you want to just you want to
Yeah.
run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard this guy on a YouTube channel said that he went to a place. He just came to
Hmm.
Ghana.
Hmm.
He just went to a nice place. He sit
Yeah.
down, chills. Everybody so polite and nice, and he ordered an espresso.
Hmm.
When he asked for the espresso alone was like 60 cedis, and whatever else they got, his bill came up to like almost 300 cedis for two, like just two things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So It depends on your lifestyle. It
True.
depends on, and this goes for renting. This goes for a rental property,
True.
building, or
True.
buying, or
Mm-hmm.
extracurricular activities, going
Mm-hmm.
out to eat, entertainment. Like this, Ghana could be really affordable, but Ghana could be really expensive.
Extremely
It
expensive.
depends on your
Depends on your
lifestyle.
lifestyle
Yeah.
and what you know.
Yeah. And what you're budgeting for,
Yeah.
what your budget is.
Another thing is, since we're speaking specifically to people who are outside of the country,
Mm-hmm.
looking in, want
Mm-hmm.
to get certain information. If you are coming here attached to your foreign way of doing things, or attaching yourself to foreign products and stuff like that, you have to
Yeah.
be willing to compromise and to change
Mm-hmm.
and to adjust to certain things,
Yeah.
because that will make you very miserable here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially to be affording foreign products. Like most products that are coming here, the stores that we can see it, it's
Mm-hmm.
highly influenced by Europe,
Yes, that's
right?
true. That's
So to
true.
be getting the same products from America, the American products are maybe even twice as much.
Mm-hmm.
Some places you go.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's best to shed certain things, let go of
Mm-hmm.
certain things, and adjust yourself around. If you come here and you find yourself, you start after a while, you can do certain things like how the local people here do it. That will help you a lot.
Yes,
You know what I mean? It
yes,
will help you
yes.
a lot.
And I feel like we could always touch on negotiating. Like
Negotiate.
I can't even say, like I'm still learning how to negotiate properly. Because negotiating is a part of the culture,
Culture.
like huge, like
Yeah.
huge. You gotta know
We
how to at least
true.
small.
True. Well, negotiating is a part of Jamaican culture.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Ghana, this is a different ball game.
The
This is not this is
whole
not
next
Premier
level.
League. Eh? This is not schoolboy football. You know what I mean? This is the World Cup.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah. So
It's true.
negotiating is on another level here.
Yes. But I feel also like for me as a person who's not good at doing it, I feel like living here for some time, I've gotten better. So if
True.
you have an open mind, and if you're not gonna get upset about having to negotiate, like
Yeah.
eventually you'll get it. You'll just know that they're gonna tell you the higher price on most times.
Yeah.
You just gotta say, okay, talk to
Break it
them,
down.
break it
You know.
down.
Yeah.
It.
But some people will annoy you. You cannot get away from it.
Yeah, that's
If
true.
you cannot negotiate, you walk away.
You
It's
walk away
easier
and
for
it's
you. Instead
fine.
of standing up and arguing and say, "Oh, you are overcharging me. Why are you doing this?"
Yeah,
Walk away. Somebody
yeah,
else have it.
yeah.
Somebody else have it. So just walk away and go get it
And
somewhere else.
Ghanaians negotiate as well. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's not just
literally
for us.
it's
It's
literally
not
a
just
part of
for
the
us.
culture,
Yeah,
guys. It's
it's not only
literally
for us. It's for the locals as well.
exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
The other day I was we were all over the place trying to find some part for a machine, and this is a guy that speak away from Ho, talking to another man from Ho who speak the same language,
Mm-hmm.
and he charged the guy 100 and something cities. I can't remember.
Mm.
The guy ended up spending 70 cities. 70
That's
cities.
some good
So
negotiating.
yeah, that's just
Mm-hmm.
how it is. Sometimes they will ask you, "Oh, so how much you want to give me?" You understand? So
Yeah,
sometimes before you go to buy, you have the price that you want to pay
in your
in
mind,
your mind
yeah.
and work off of that.
Which
What
for
are you
me,
willing to pay?
that's where the challenges can come in, because for me, like I may not know like what I would be willing to pay, especially if I'm
Okay.
buying a product for the first time. Like
First time. That's true. That is true.
how
Yeah.
would I know what it is I could pay? So I kind of just I
Yeah.
bust a prayer. I always bust a prayer, and I'm like, Father, just chat with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, make him give you the right
Yeah,
price.
like make
But
him,
watch this now. How to combat that is whatever price they give you. If you don't know the price, whatever price they give you, cut that price in half.
yeah,
You understand? Cut it
yeah,
in half. negotiate from even below half. Hey, say
See,
Charlie,
I can't do
say hey,
that.
hey, Charlie, hey, that price too much, oh, price too much. Do something small, oh, take something small. And I say, oh, boss, how much you go give me? Yeah, I go give you 20 CDs. Oh. When the thing is like 80 CDs, and I say, oh, Charlie, I go give you 20
You would
CDs.
say 20?
Sometimes I say 20. If you say 50, I say, okay. Since I'm breaking it in half, I say, you say 50, I say, oh, Charlie, I go give you 50. I go give you 20 CDs. And I say,
Wow.
oh, boss, I will take 10 CD from you. 10, you will say, oh, 20 CD no good. Oh, add something small. I say, okay. Okay, I'll go give you 25 CD here. And you give him the money. You have the money in your hand, you give him the money. If he take it, then, you know what I mean? That is it.
Wow.
Finish. If he
Ah,
takes the money from you, it's
then
done.
it's done.
But if it's not good, then he will say, oh, tell you that one is not good. Oh, and he will not take it.
And then you guys work
Then you work it now, maybe you might get it for 30 CDs. You know, but you have to do a little extra talking. That is it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's even fun to
I when I'm out with him, guys, and he's in his negotiating, I'm just there like, okay, like this is interesting. It's like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not watching an African movie. I'm not watching a good Gollywood or Nollywood film. I'm here. I'm experiencing
on
it
ground.
live. It's fun, guys. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's fun.
yeah,
And guys, we can't say it enough. Pack like suitcases. I remember reading a comment under one of our videos, and somebody
yeah.
said, it seems like I gotta pack.
Two suitcases
Yeah,
of patience.
pack 7 suitcases of patience.
Somebody said that to pack twice as much.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
pack your suitcases of
yeah.
patience. Um, Everything that we just touched on, patience is involved in every single way, because guess
Mm-hmm.
what? Understanding the culture, patience,
True.
knowing, just the way of life. It takes patience, it takes time. You gotta know that Ghana is not like the West. Anything that you think of, add something to it. It's just not like the West, and it takes time to get to really learn. Like, we're still
Mm-hmm.
learning. As long as we've been here, we're still learning. We
I'm
can
still
tell you
learning.
that. Like, we can tell you that.
I'm definitely still
We can tell
learning.
you that. So it's a real learning experience. And I feel like even people who has been here for like maybe 20 years can tell you they're still learning certain things.
Still
So
learning. In Jamaica, we always say, have a saying in Jamaica, we say, you can't too big to learn.
mhm,
Cannot be
you
too
can't be
old
too
or you
old to
cannot be too
learn.
big to
Yeah,
learn something. So it's just a learning experience and we just embrace. Sometimes we get frustrated because we're
yeah,
humans.
yeah,
But this is where we're living. I get frustrated in Jamaica. I get
yeah,
frustrated anywhere.
yeah,
So it's just, you have to look into yourself and say, okay, I am here. I have to deal with this situation. How
yes.
best can I deal with it?
That is it. That is
Instead
it.
of just getting angry all the time and complaining and stuff like that.
Just
Sometimes,
look at the situation for what it is. You're faced with it. Like, life is about challenges. It's how you overcome the challenges,
true.
what it really boils down to, guys.
Yeah.
Because as what he said, sometimes you're gonna get angry, sometimes you're gonna get annoyed a little bit. Like, we're humans,
Mm.
it's natural. But take a couple steps back, pray. Like, don't forget, don't leave the Father out in everything we do.
Every and
He
anything.
should be the forefront anyway. Put it to the Father. Put it to the Father, and just know that you can work it out. You gotta just look at the situation for what it is and just work it out to the best of your ability.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Africa can give you the peace that you are longing for.
Mhm. Mhm.
It can give you the peace that you have been seeking for how long.
Yes.
But it also can be a worst nightmare.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it is it's just your mindset. Your
Yes.
mindset.
Yes.
That is it.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And a lot of the times, like, don't watch the negativity. Like, especially, you're always saying, don't watch the negativity.
Mhm.
Someone will always have something to say. Because if you think about it, right? For example, living in Canada, I remember growing up, and when it was winter time, we all complain about the cold because Canada, if
True.
you know Canada's winters, harsh, crazy winters, your knees, your bones are hurting, right? And we're all there like, oh, we can't wait for summer. Summertime comes around,
It's too hot.
everyone is hot. Like we're all hot. We're all saying, nah, it's too hot. All of
Humans.
these things. So
Humans.
this goes to show you that everywhere, everywhere, like in life, you got to make adjustments. It's just your mindset, and positivity can take you a far,
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 far
far,
away.
far way.
Far.
So have that when coming to Ghana. Know that that's what it is. Like you see, we're here, we're in Ghana, so we get to show you guys our experiences being here. When you come, you may see a whole nother experience and you're like, man, no one on YouTube even said anything
this.
about
True.
this. Well,
True. Because
make a video about it
everybody
if you
have their own
can.
experiences.
Exactly.
And also, it also depends. Most of our experiences is in Volta region because we've been here for a while. Especially now, most of our videos will revolve around Volta region.
Exactly.
So if you come and you are staying in the eastern region, there's a whole different mindset over there.
Well,
You understand? There's a whole different way of life over there. So
and also too though, remember, we are island people, like we're Jamaicans. Like I grew up in Canada, but I grew up in a Jamaican household. Ray can tell you.
yeah,
So
but you go Jamaica all the
and
time.
I
you
that
spend
too.
ample time in Jamaica.
That
so
too.
You go river, you go bush.
Yeah,
We do
yeah.
all like we do all of them things there. We go beach.
We're from rural Jamaica as well. Trulani
we
in the
chill out.
house. Trulani in the house. So
Yeah.
we know how to handle certain things. You know, we know how to adhere and to adjust to our environments and make things work. And I feel like us as Jamaicans, we can do that, and we can do it happily as well.
Jamaicans make something out of nothing.
Out of nothing. But understand that maybe if you're an American or if you're from another, cultural background, it may be a little bit more challenging for even you to adjust.
True.
It's
different from the Caribbean. The Caribbean and Ghana have the same day-to-day kind of lifestyle.
Yes. Yeah.
But as America, it would be totally different.
It would be a total culture shock for you. Total. You gotta like if we have to unlearn things, you have to unlearn. I know, like unlearn certain things to be comfortable in Ghana. So I feel like
it's the Americans them too.
Yeah, who come here and can stay here
and stay, because it's difficult. Sometimes it's difficult for me to get at first too. Yeah, certain things get really frustrating. So I'm thinking, if I'm from Jamaica, certain things get so frustrating sometimes. Imagine the American, imagine the people from Britain,
Yeah.
Imagine the people coming from UK, Europe, anywhere, Netherlands, all those places.
I know.
Imagine. You don't because I was born and raised in Jamaica.
Yeah, and you spent most of your life in Jamaica. Yeah.
So it's easy, like lighting a fire, going to bush, all these things are easy for me. Going in the market, going in hectic crowd, traveling like long distance, all these things.
And also too, like if you're coming with kids, if you're coming with children who are used to a certain lifestyle, bringing them to Ghana, whether it's in the big city, whether it's in Accra or it's in Volta, rural countryside type of living, it takes a lot to adjust to. A lot. It takes a lot.
So it's important to kind of train them from before you even come to Ghana. Have conversations with them.
Many conversations.
Teach them. Let them watch the videos with you. See what are certain interests that they have. You know what I mean? Try to map out like certain activities that maybe somewhat similar to overseas at first, and then take time break them into the culture, because coming with a toddler is different from coming with a teenager.
Absolutely.
It's also different from coming with a child with like 8 years old, 9 years old.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's important to like kind of alter the mindset
Mm-hmm.
before you
Yes.
even arrive in Ghana.
Exactly. Like overall, it's a beautiful learning experience.
True.
In my honest opinion, like it's Ghana. I love Ghana. I love being here. I'm so happy the most
Mm,
lifted us up and brought us here. Yeah.
true.
Mhm.
Which we still want to see different African countries, but
Mhm.
Ghana nice for us so far, and we don't really have much complaining to do.
Yeah.
The little complaining I had, find ways to work them out.
Yeah. You find ways.
We
You
good.
move
Oh,
forward.
another thing. 2 seasons in Ghana: rainy
Oh.
season, dry
Yeah.
season. Keep this in mind. The dry season is brutal.
Brutal.
Certain places you are, the rainy season is very brutal as well.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. That's an adjustment to make too, like within yourself actually, right?
yeah,
Because if you know that you're actually interested in staying and living here, then you gotta just know that, dry season. And personally, I don't like dry season. I feel like it's so dry and dense. Even in beautiful Oxygen City, dry season is
yeah, it's terrible.
is is rough. It's rough
It's
on your
terrible.
crops. Everything
Last
just
year
looks
was
sad.
terrible. Last year we didn't even get a rainy. I'm not calling that rainy season
Yeah.
here in Hope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Dry season is brutal. Your plants die off. The time and effort you put in certain plants. If you don't make time and water them and stuff like that, it might
I
go down the
know.
drain. The trees just look sad. The place, get humid and it get very hot in the daytime. You see, in the
Yes.
nighttime,
Oh, that's the
in the
next thing.
nighttime it get chilly like they are foreign. Chilly,
And
man.
that's what makes it so weird.
Certain places you go, you feel like fall time
Yeah.
or
In
springtime.
the early morning and in the
And in
evening
the
to the
evening,
night, it
yeah,
gets so
get chilly.
chilly.
Yeah, man.
And it makes you think like after such a
After such
hot
a
day,
hot day,
like
and then tomorrow will be even hotter.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But certain things, just to list a few things that comes with dry season. You need to moisturize.
Mhm.
Whether your hair or your skin, you need to moisturize
Mhm.
because you know what I mean.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated,
Drink water,
enough
guys.
water.
Drink a lot of
Listen,
water.
drink enough water.
Yeah.
Your nose will burn you, especially
Yeah.
if you're riding like on a motor or if you're at the window seat of a bus or a car.
Mhm. It's
Something
just
it
there's a
burns
yeah, there's a burning.
so like maybe you wanna wear a mask sometime if you're traveling early morning or stuff like that.
Mhm.
The place get very cloudy, so certain mountainous views you may cannot see it properly.
Mhm.
Um, it just get very cloudy right
Mhm.
throughout the day. Even if the sun is extremely hot, it just look like smoke is what did I say,
Kind of
fog cloud.
like hovering over just the
Yeah,
whole
yeah. So you're not
atmosphere.
really getting to see like the beautiful skies and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
just white, but the place is hot.
it's
These
hot,
are things that comes with dry
humid.
season.
Yeah.
I don't remember anymore right now, but
Yes.
those are some
Yeah.
to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you say like the journey to living in Ghana, would you say it's easy or would you say it's hard? Like,
Um, as we said, it depends on where you're coming from.
mm-hmm.
For me, it's relatively easy in certain regards, but in
Yes,
certain other regard, it's more difficult.
it's difficult. Yeah.
But as an American to be coming here or coming from Europe, it's a different ball game. I
Yeah.
think it will be difficult, more like way more difficult for them than myself because I grew up
Yes.
in Jamaica, and if you know Jamaica, you know that Jamaica is a beautiful island, but we live the same as a typical Ghanaian, like
Yes, especially like again, we're from
in the
rural,
country.
like we're
Yeah,
from
we come
rural
from the
Jamaica.
countryside.
So we're used to the country liberty.
Yeah.
We're used to rivers. Like I grew up
You
with
know what I
rivers
mean?
in my backyard.
That is the only
Literally.
difference I'm seeing, like
Yeah.
with Ghana. Ghana is huge.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I think Volta is bigger than Jamaica.
Jamaica. So, yeah.
So Ghana is huge.
Yes.
So there's not many. We don't really have many streams and rivers and a lot of beaches like how we are used to in Jamaica, because Jamaica water runs straight through almost every parish. Every parish.
Mhm.
It's only Manchester that has like less water,
Less
but they still
water,
have
and it
water.
still has.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So with plenty water we have. We have
Mhm.
beaches all the way around the island.
Surrounded.
So that is the difference here. But in terms of the liberty, you know what I mean, going to market, going to the farm, planting what you eat,
Going to
you know what I mean,
church.
going to church,
Your
your
neighbors.
neighbor look out
Mhm.
for you. You know, if them reap some yam, then share it with you, or you can buy cheaper
Exactly.
from them, or
Exactly.
something like.
And just
There's a
that togetherness, I would
yeah,
say, like it's the
yeah,
same way. Like when you're
same
if you're
thing,
in Jamaica, you see people talking across the road, and
same vibes. We love trouble each other too. The
yeah.
same thing here, and trouble each other a lot.
Yes.
Love make joke over some simple thing. We do the
Mhm.
same thing. We when it come to having manners, we have a lot of manners, especially when I was growing up. It may not be to the extent that Ghanaians take it, but
Mhm.
we had to, you know, have some manners,
It's
because
true, especially with
if I
elders.
pass some people up the road, or some elder woman up the road, and I don't say good morning, they will complain to my mom,
Mhm.
and you know what I mean, I will get in trouble.
Mhm.
You have to have manners. So we say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. We say everything. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? The whole
Mhm.
yard, especially elders. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And it
Yeah.
goes back to what I was saying, which is if you're growing up in certain countries like Canada, America, the UK, that may not be the norm,
True.
because it definitely wasn't in Canada. Like,
True.
yes, we say hi to some people, but it's such a fast paced society where most people are not greeting each other to the
True.
point where
No, but I had look. You
like
have neighbors and you don't know them.
sometimes you don't
You
even
don't
know
know
their
the name.
name.
You don't know them name.
Mhm.
In the community which we grow, we know everybody.
Mhm.
Everybody
Mhm.
know your mom.
Everybody knows
Everybody
your
know everybody. You
parents.
know
Yep.
if somebody's sick, your mama pray, this person praying, everybody's praying, the whole
Yeah.
church is praying. You
Yes.
know what I mean? There's a community, you know what I mean? And I'm
Yes.
not saying that it was perfect. You know what I mean? Because even another thing too is that growing up, we play cook outside with real fire. So we learn to light our fire from a tender
Tender
age.
age.
We grew up doing these things,
So much fun.
lighting fire, going to following your mom to the farm, or your grandfather, or work. Sometimes the farm is in the front of a yard or even the
Yes.
side of a yard. We
Yes.
grew up with
Oh.
fruit trees, guava tree, grapefruit tree, papaya tree, ackee
And
tree,
we were
pear tree,
free. Like
banana tree like crazy. It was like playing marble in the middle of the road. When car is coming, you
you
take
get
away,
up
you come
quick
out.
and run.
Play cricket in the road too. When
Yes.
cricket time come, you know, when West Indies playing
And
and
the
Sri
girls have their
Lankan thing,
Chinese skip. In
Chinese
school we
skip.
have everybody
Yeah, man.
whoever have the longest Chinese skip. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah. Jamaica is this. You hear them have some clapping game. Them jump and
Is
clap
it called
ampe,
ampe? Yeah.
ampe. You know, the boys, they have their thing that they do. They play. You know what I mean? And
Their football and
football.
their stuff.
Football is
Just
the
like the
main
youth
sport
back
here.
home.
It's a vibe. It's just like
Yeah.
Jamaica to me.
Yeah.
The hustle is just like Jamaica too. You know, you get up, you go find something and do.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The difference with Jamaica now is that it's almost like every man have to fend for themselves when they reach a certain age.
Yes,
Over
it's
here, there's
true.
a family, you know, togetherness, which is
Yes, it's
different
true.
here. You
It's
know what I mean?
true.
Everybody have family land. You have land you can farm. You have
Mhm.
family to look over and stuff like that. Certainly good thing.
Yeah.
And we are rebellious, so when we get older, we feel like we have big man, so we don't want anybody to talk to
Talk.
us in
Yeah.
certain regard. But in Ghana, as long as somebody is older than you, you are a baby to them. So you have
Yes.
to respect them, and that is where the manners come in and
Yes.
maintain in the culture,
Absolutely.
which is not bad at
And it's
all.
not. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, guys, we hope that this breakdown could really show you like the dynamics from our perspectives, right? Because it's important for us to show you guys and give you guys examples because, you know, 5 of us could sit here and we can all
have different
have different experiences. So for you to even get your experience, come here, come to Ghana, experience it for yourself, document it if you're led to do that. You don't have to make videos, you can write about it. People read blogs online too about their travel experiences in Ghana.
True.
So it's again, Ghana's a beautiful place, and we're happy for there. Me happy for there, and I give thanks.
Yeah, mind over matter, we say. Mind over matter, isn't it? You know, if you don't, if you make your mind control you, you don't control. You have to control your mind. Observe your thoughts and your thinking. Apply it to your day-to-day life. You can be miserable anywhere in the world, You can be miserable anywhere. It's up to you to be happy wherever you are. Some people can be in the midst of, look at some people in the Middle East over Iraq, when they're bombing Iraq and things. You have people over there who are still happy because of the mindset.
Yeah, it's true.
Your country is in turmoil, but you are still happy.
You're so
You
happy.
don't like what's going on around you, but you are still happy.
It's
You know?
true.
We find that through the Most High still,
Yeah.
and observe himself as well. As when we say observe our thoughts, our thinking, observe, certain ways that you had. Is it good for this culture? Or we have to adjust it a little bit. Some of them, we have to just get rid of them. Too.
And to be honest, some of them, they can be let go.
That is true.
Some of them, they really can
true.
be let go.
Certain things are not necessary. And Ghana will teach you these things too. To be more humble, to be more assertive in thinking.
Exactly.
Just an overall calmness to your soul, to your spirit, to your being.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Ghana. And as I'm saying, it's not really Ghana, it's you as a person.
You as an individual.
Finding peace. Okay, family, with all that being said, I hope this video was, somewhat helpful.
Yes.
To you guys. And thank you for just being here and listening,
Yep.
It means a lot. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please subscribe. Leave a comment and share and like the video. Yeah.
Yes.
So we will sign out right now. So big up on yourself. Until next time, peace. One love.